This is an extremely exciting, fast-paced, and jam-packed month, so expect shakeups, and let's get into it. If you're excited to dive into what exactly we can expect from this May 2023, make sure that you like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. Hi, I'm Maren. If you're new here, I am a Western astrologer using the tropical zodiac, and if you like the videos that you see here, I also have courses, daily and weekly horoscopes, and other exclusive content linked at my passes down below. So that website link will have a lot of my exclusive content that you might be interested in. So we started the month on the 2nd with the Sun-Mercury Kazimi in Taurus. So whenever the Sun and Mercury are together, it's known to bring revelation, realization, or insight into a specific topic. So in Taurus, this is often themes of financial or agriculture and worldly, like very tangible themes. So expect the month to start out with some world news or general events that are very declaratory. Declaratory, is that a word? They're like declaring something very important financially or around world, like natural disaster or like geographical themes, something around world natural resources or money in the world in general, not some niche thing. Do not like tag me in something that's like only relevant for like one city. Something very widespread, national and international with money or with geography or natural resources is really likely to be announced to start out the month. Then from the 4th to the 5th, we have Venus and Gemini scoring Neptune and Pisces. So beginning of this month, be careful about believing things in love and relationships or getting ahead of yourself on commitments that you are excited about. This is because Venus represents love, beauty, and harmony, and Neptune is the higher octave of that. It is spiritual transcendence, fully like immersed love and things that are out of this world beautiful. Things like drugs can be just like outer worldly states. So when Venus and Neptune are in a square, which is a challenging aspect, it often shows that what is in front of us of value, we are deluding ourselves thinking that it is over the top valuable. So just be careful around believing what people say, projecting onto relationships what you wish would happen, or taking things at face value that are meaningful to you in the first week of this month. Then also on the 5th is the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And this is a big deal because it is the ending of whatever started under the solar eclipse in Scorpio during the fall. I believe it was early November 2022. So this is the ending of a chaotic emotional cycle that would have begun in November 2022, 6 months ago. It's crazy thinking that was 6 months ago because I remember thinking about this eclipse coming up as the end of what would have been started then. This will be an emotional letting go or declaring the beginning of the end of something emotionally tumultuous that we are ready to release. And in the world, I would not be surprised if this brought in themes of huge like emotional upheaval and letting go, possibly sex scandals being revealed, because whenever there's anything in Scorpio, often it does relate to personal, very kept tightly hidden things such as sex scandals coming out. And lunar eclipses are technically full moons, but they're full moons on steroids. So it really represents the unveiling of things that would have been kept hidden or would have been worked on beginning in October, November of last year, and are now coming to a surface. Eclipse season is over. So if you've been holding off on manifesting between the 2-week period of eclipses, so from April 19th until May 5th, that 2-week eclipse season is over and things are now more calm, mellow, and constructive. So if you're now looking to manifest or start something, it's a pretty nice energy after the 5th, specifically like I'd wait till the 7th onward once Venus is in Cancer, because that's again another energetic shift. But know that eclipse season is over after the 5th. Things will not be as chaotic or hectic. Then on the 7th, Venus enters Cancer. So Venus leaves Gemini and enters Cancer, and this will show being a bit more of a homebody, valuing things like sleeping, baking, hanging out like around the house instead of going out and about. You can expect therefore a more introverted energy from the 7th onward, and if you have placements in Cancer, Venus crossing them is really lovely for more harmony, being appreciated, or feeling like you are seen and you're accommodated for in your life. And on the 9th to the 10th, the Sun will conjoin Uranus in Taurus. So the Sun in transit often represents our focus as a collective in what we are lighting up or appreciating, and Uranus is the disruptive planet of volatility and chaos. So when the Sun conjoins Uranus, it's often indicative of public figures acting erratically, of things like earthquakes, power outages, financial upheaval. So from the 9th to the 10th, these are very volatile, disruptive days, likely with foundations or positions of power in our life. So this could be things like power outages or earthquakes, as I said, or around the workplace, you might realize that like your boss or your superior is acting really erratically. More likely than not though in the world, this is going to show some financial and natural disaster chaos from the 9th to the 10th. Then from the 12th to the 13th, Venus and Mars in Cancer will trine Saturn and Pisces. Whenever Venus and Mars, either of them are trine Saturn, especially both of them trine Saturn, it shows stability and groundedness. So Saturn is a planet of maturity and structure, and Venus trine Saturn shows longevity in relationships and emotional maturity, and Mars trine Saturn shows fortitude or focusing on our work enough to get the job done. So in the middle of the month with Venus and Mars trine Saturn, we are honoring our relationships with maturity, and we're able to put in the work to finish tasks and to complete them. So middle of the month, even though it's eclipse season, is actually a good time for just like getting things done or finishing off busy work that otherwise we might not have the means or the focus to do. It's a very aligned, dedicated time. And on the 14th, Mercury retrograde ends and Mercury stations direct. So with Mercury retrograde ending, expect communication, travel, or getting things done to ease up and be able to handle more plans without major setbacks or major delays, and be more aligned in the way that you're going about getting things done. So Mercury stationing direct on the 14th is lovely. On the 16th, this is another major day because Jupiter enters Taurus. I will have a full video on this. I'll also have full videos on a lot of these things, Venus and Cancer, both eclipses. I'm gonna have full videos on a lot of that, so stay tuned if those are not out yet. But Jupiter in Taurus is the planet of abundance, growth, and just overall optimism, entering the fixed Earth sign, showing more abundance of things relating to the Earth, to finances, to tangible values in our lives. This is a more boring or grounded Jupiter transit. I will say that it's not super exciting or overall like crazy, just go, 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 but it is great for more financial abundance, for better things in the economy and things like housing and things like agriculture or natural resources. And with Jupiter and Taurus in our lives, we're going to be appreciating the value of things that are foundational. That is the underlying thing. That instead of feeling like Jupiter and Aries, where we're empowered to get things done for our own merit, we're empowered to build financial or foundational security in our lives with Jupiter and Taurus. And if you have Taurus placements, this is wonderful for you with more feelings of acknowledgement, recognition, and overall cute shit coming your way for Taurus placements over the next year. Now from the 14th onward, having Jupiter in Taurus means that it will immediately square Pluto in Aquarius. So Jupiter squaring Pluto is one of the major outer planet aspects of this year, and it's in the background. It's not a super day-to-day relevant one, but during the last 2 weeks of May, you may realize that there is tension between wanting to attract abundance and the personal transformation required to get there. Because Jupiter represents abundance, Pluto represents transformation, and a square shows tension. So as things up-level quickly second half of the month, you might realize that in order to achieve that abundance, you need to put in some specific work in a way that you have not done so before and transform an aspect of yourself in your life. Then on the 19th, there's a very, very exciting new moon in Taurus, and this new moon is not technically an eclipse. However, it is happening the same side as the North Node, so it will likely be a bit more charged or a bit more of an intense new moon than usual. This is a lovely new moon. So this new moon is with Jupiter, Mercury, the North Node, Uranus, all in Taurus. This new moon on the 19th is an incredible time to set intentions, to move forward, and to start something foundationally meaning for you in your life. There's not a whole lot more that is specific to this, but that there's a hell of a lot in Taurus. It is an amazing day to start something foundational and start something that is very meaningful to build on top of. It is very sudden, it is very abundant, it is very grounded. Great day on the 19th to take advantage of that. Then from the 19th to the 21st, Mars in Leo will oppose Pluto in Aquarius. Mars is the warrior, it's the fighter, it is the energy of getting things done and overcoming challenge. And Pluto is the overall manipulator, the chess player, the higher octave of Mars. So from the 19th to the 21st with Mars opposite Pluto, expect power games, manipulation, and feeling like we are running up against people with their will and we are trying very hard to do our own thing, but getting intertangled with drama or chaos. That's very power, manipulative, ego struggle. Then from the 20th to the 25th, on a more positive note, note, Mars will square Jupiter in Taurus. This is very empowering and very uplifting because anytime Jupiter is in a square, it is a positive aspect. So Jupiter grows and it enhances, and squaring Mars shows that we might have some supercharged energy from the 20th to the 25th to go after shit, to get things done and feel very strong with our ego and our ability to create. And overall, from the 20th onward, Mars will be in Leo, which is more flamboyant, it is more theatrical, and it is more dramatic with how it gets things done. As someone with Mars in Leo, nothing is done if it cannot be filmed on camera and edited in a way to make pretty. Literally nothing in my life ever goes by where it's like, oh, should I, make this into content? Never in a million, every single fucking moment. This has been since I was a kid. I was like 2-3 years old, always wanted to be in front of a camera, everything. So Mars in Leo is performative, it's theatrical, it's dramatic. Arguments and ways of getting things done will be more lighthearted, but also more curated or more performative. You might feel like everything's kind of a show during this time, but also things aren't quite that deep, which is nice. Then on the 21st, the Sun enters Gemini. This is a more social, more upbeat, more lighthearted season. This is much more extroverted than the Taurus season. And with Mars in Leo and the Sun in Gemini, the last week of May is a big time extroverted, social kind of energy because both of those are masculine signs. Very, very social energy to end the month. And finally, from the 27th to the 29th, the Sun in Gemini will score Saturn in Pisces. This is not fun. This is quite an inhibitive or constrictive aspect. The Sun being ego or creativity, scoring Mars, scoring Saturn and Pisces is very much like there's a cap on our ability to create. There's some sort of blockage. There's an overall doomsday energy in the world, or like Debbie Downer energy to end the month. So I wouldn't try to start anything the end of this month. The Oracle deck card that we have for this May is, I remain in balance with my emotions. So during eclipse season, people are chaotic, letting go their emotions. Balance doesn't mean you don't feel them. Balance doesn't mean that you don't let shit out. Balance means that you're not being reactive or projecting. So let it all out, but especially during the first week of eclipse season, make sure that you're keeping that mature. If any of this rings true to what you're expecting or you have any thoughts, do comment down below. I would love to see your thoughts around this May or what you were expecting with this astrology and anything happening in your life that's interesting. I also have monthly rising sign videos. So for your sign, there will be a May video that you can watch to know how this is happening in your chart. That will specify how all of these events are happening in your life. So instead of a general reading, look for that for context for you personally. And if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to see you join the Maren Sauce family. I know, but there's no other way to describe it. Hope that you enjoy this upcoming May, the end of eclipse season, and yeah, take care.
Oh, but there is one